Usually I wait till like one person peaks and then I start. This table's real.
Did it even come up on my thing so I can like share it?
I wonder if it does that. Yeah, check that out. I'm not even sure if it does it.
Or maybe I can go on your page and share it. What is your Facebook page?
It's DAUDA space KONDEH space Junior.
JR?
Yeah. Yeah, that's me. Oh, this is live.
Oh, wow. I'm the one alright to pose. I just want to share. Okay.
And I'll send it to you too. We got one person. Okay. So this is episode 3 of the Corner of M&Q show. And before I introduce my guest, if you're not familiar with the show, which most of you aren't, given that it's brand new, the show is about the marketing world as I see it, the people that I meet in the same verticals, people that I meet that are clients or potential clients or anybody that just sparks my interest or I think is influential in my quest to do what I do. So, without further ado, and before I introduce them, thank you for being here. Appreciate that. This is Jeanna. I'm going to let her... Is it Jeanna? Jeanna. I'm going to let her introduce herself. And before she does, though, she was supposed to be the first one. She doesn't know that. But, you know, she's busy.
My schedule.
Right. So now she's the third, but, you know, it's still cool. Save the best for last, I guess.
Wow. Maybe I could go live on my own, too. Oh, wow. Next time you say rest it on.
To what, lean it again?
Yeah. Okay. And yes, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's not.
Alright, so go ahead and introduce yourself. Let them know, what what your name is, where you're from, what you do.
Okay, so my name is Jeanna. I'm 22. I am originally from Trinidad and Tobago.
What?
I currently live in DC. I manage Fishnet Restaurant in College Park, as well as I am the executive assistant of the Yalcin group.
And speak a little bit about, because one of the things I'll tell you right now, the reason why I felt the need to interview Jeanna is that, from the very beginning, well, I'll tell you like this. Most restaurant managers, they have a kind of like, when I walk in and I say I do internet marketing, there's a kind of like, I don't really want to talk to this guy right now, or I've already been burned before, et cetera, et cetera. I know the owner doesn't want to talk to him. But, when I came in, first I noticed a couple things on the marketing end, and then she was very willing to sit down and talk to me, and we just clicked for, we talked for like an hour and a half, something like that.
Which is a very long conversation.
Very rare. So I knew that when I thought about doing this show that I would have her, interview and be a guest on the show. So with that being said, we're going to start with a few questions. And this is not CNN, like I always say, so whether I stutter, if there's an awkward silence, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Let's speak about restaurants. Let's go right into restaurants, right? So, when I dropped in, like I said before, not only did you take the time to see my program, but we clicked, and, that's rare. Why do you think owners or restaurant managers have a hard time understanding the need for, a marketing expert?
Long story short, they think they know it all. Honestly,
okay.
That's what I think it is. I'm still young. I am open to everything. I know what I want to do. I know I want to be a business owner. I know I want to be an entrepreneur. So that is why I listen to everybody. I take advice from everybody. So I can, put it into my own eventually. And also because I want people in my back pocket. So let's say, we have a conversation next couple of years when I'm ready to do my thing. I'll be like, hey, DJ, remember me from Fishnet? Also...
Networking. Not to interrupt, but
sure.
networking is important.
Yeah. With us in particular, you know, we have had marketing people in the past, and I guess, you know, sometimes my boss feels like somebody's messing with her or just like screwing her over, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
So she kind of take like a backseat with those things. I'm like the gatekeeper. Anybody calls, I talk to them. Anybody wants to meet, I talk to them first, and you know, I let her know if it's worthy of a conversation. Yeah, so most of the time, you know, I talk to people, and you know, I'm generally a friendly person. I'm a people person. I like talking to people. So I feel them out to know, you know, what they're about, to know how they will benefit us. Because I mean, we do need marketing. We do need help in that aspect. So I'm always open to hear people out when it comes to that.
Yeah, I definitely can speak to that. I sat down with a pizzeria like a month ago, and his, you know, long story short, the conversation ended with every single marketer they've ever had is burned them. Either wasted their money, lied, wasn't really working. So, you know, when I come in there, that's the only thing you can think about. Yeah. So much so that he's willing to do the marketing on his own the wrong way. So,
I mean,
you know,
if I can tell you, I wish I could tell you the number of calls I get a day from like Groupon or like somebody that wants to market, give us, you know, like I get maybe over 5 calls a day.
Wow.
You know, and
5 calls? I need to start calling people more then.
And it's like the same person over and over, like, okay, can you tell me when she'll be back? And I speak to her manager, and I'm always like, oh, she's not here right now. You know, so
I know how that feels.
Yeah, and you know, most times it's reaching a point where, you know, people want to see the numbers. Like, what are the numbers? Can you show me, has it successfully worked? You know, like, show me the numbers.
Yeah.
That's basically what I'm asked all the time. Like, okay, show me the numbers. What is it? How much do we have to spend? How much are we going to make? Can you show me an example of it? Can you show me who it worked for? You know,
and that's where, you know, it gives a bad rap to all marketers, because you know, you need to know that. You know, there's a lot of marketers that'll sell you stuff, but at the end of the day, they just want to increase likes on cat videos. You know, that doesn't bring money to the table. And you know, when somebody's giving you their business to market, that's like somebody giving you their baby to babysit. You can't play around with that. If you take that seriously, like, you know, I take that very seriously.
Yeah, especially a small restaurant like us. I mean, we just have one location in College Park, so it's not like we have a bunch of locations that we have like a bunch of money coming in. Right. So it's like, if you mess with us, you're kind of like messing with a timeline of things. So you like, everything has a domino effect with us, you know, because we have a lot of things under us. So that's another issue.
Yeah, speak about domino effect. Speak about, you know, sometimes when, you know, the restaurant business can be very hectic and busy, it's like you have to find that peace in chaos, right? Speak about, you know, when you're already dealing with the ins and outs of just running the restaurant, just doing that alone, and also having to deal with marketing, how, you know, where one of those falls on the wayside, how it can affect the other side. Without being too specific. Yeah.
Without being too specific.
I'm not gonna say no names. No,
for example, you know, I have asked to control the social media in the restaurant, basically because I'm there all the time. I'm there every day. I see the in and outs of everything. I know what customers want. I know what customer continuously asks for. I am the day-to-day person. You know, we're in an age of technology. Everything is with social media. For example, myself, I don't read the newspaper, but I go down my social media timeline. Exactly. I follow what I want to follow. I follow like the shade room, so like, you know, who's doing what, you know, so who's doing what. So if I were to follow my favorite restaurant, if they, for example, if they put a new item on the menu, I'm not going to look on the website to see, oh, they put this on the menu. The first thing I'm going to do is, you know, look up for their social media posts. Hey, you know, we have happy hour during whatever time. We have a new item on the menu. We have a special going on, you know. So I think that's what a lot of places lack. And, you know, that's why they need the marketing person to do that for them, to do the social media aspect of it, because social media engagement is like what really drives a lot of people in your door. Right. You know, they'll come and they'll say, hey, I saw you on Yelp. Hey, I saw you on Yelp. But our demographic of people are the Yelp people and the baby boomers who will sit behind their computer and see an email and come and use a printed coupon versus a coupon on their phone. They can barely use their phones to begin with.
Exactly.
So
You know, I mean, it's billions of people on Facebook every day, right? And the amount of people that are watching videos and posts, like, even with the age demographic, you know what? Ironically, the largest growing demographic on Facebook is people aged 50 and above. You know, like, of course, it's more of us on there, but the largest, like, the fastest growing.
I can believe that.
And it's because, one, they just, it's something new, right? They have a lot of time on their hands, right? They're not necessarily going out every weekend and stuff like that. But two, they have grandkids and family. They want to go and see the pictures of the grandkids. They may not live near, you know, little Jimmy and stuff like that. So they get on there, and then once they get on there, if you're targeting them, they're going to receive it the same way. Now, they may call the restaurant instead of click a few things. Yeah. But at the end of the day, that's what you want to happen anyway. You know what I mean? So it's very interesting when people say, oh, my clientele is not on Facebook. They really are, you know?
My grandma is on Facebook. She's well over 50.
And that's the most weirdest thing. When you post something and your grandma or
she's
somebody
the first one to comment on it. I mean...
Yeah. So, let's see. This is probably a dumb question, but just for the sake of that I have it, on a level of 1 to 10, how important do you feel marketing is to a restaurant, and why would you give it that number?
25.
25?
Woo! As I said before, you know, I mean, if you have no marketing, a person like me will not know you exist. Honestly, I won't know. I won't know that you're there. You know, I have a lot of people walking as well, and they're like, "Hey, I didn't even know you were here. We found you because Yalcin." And they like ask her on social media, and they're like, "Oh, well, you haven't posted in." Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah.
People look at that.
No, they do, because you know, and especially with like Instagram, the stories. I tap through stories. So for example, let's say I'm sitting right here and I tap through a story and I'm like, hey, that place down the street has happy hour going on right now. I can see the bar, I can see what they have. Right. Let me go there. It's $5.
Exactly.
You know? So
yeah, well, speaking about stories, it's a strategy right here we can talk about. You know, you have these food bloggers, right? Or what they call them, foodies or whatever like that. And they're popular people, whether it be Instagram, Facebook, whatever, that all they do is go to places, eat food, and they, you know, maybe travel and things like that, and they build their following that way. You can find any of those foodies that are in the area, invite them for a free meal, as long as they post a story, go live and post a story about the place. So if they have 20,000 followers and they're from the area, people already are following them. They're, you know, where they say to go and stuff like that. Because people really do that. Some people actually follow them like, oh, this is a new place I can go now. And what does that cost you? A meal? Maybe if they charge you $100, like, you know. So there's different things that, you know, you can do and utilize. But if you don't become a practitioner or even step in the game, you don't know about it. Let's see. So, you know, the ideas of different marketing strategies. Once you we laughing because it's like an inside thing, but once you come up with the strategies, right? You know, how quick do you believe the transition? Like, if you were able to implement everything that you wanted to, how quickly or how hard or easy do you think the transition would be to implement that in the restaurant on a day-to-day basis?
Personally, I think with us, once you have a plan and you are able to follow it all the way through and actually say what step of the plan, like every single step of the plan, you know, my bossy type of person, she takes recommendation. Sometimes well, sometimes not well, but you know, once you have a plan and you're able to say, okay, this is what I'm going to do, I think we're able to get 100 more people per month with this. You know, as I said, she's all about the numbers. That she just wants to know that the end result is going
justify to me.
You know, so you know, I continuously still talk about it to her because, you know, I see how things can grow, I see how things can improve. Would it be easy to implement it all on my own? Don't know. Will I try? Yes, I will. I'm not a quitter. But, you know, if everything goes according to plan and she's able to say, hey, Jeanna, you know, you do it. I'm going to leave you. Handle it. Just let me know what you need. You know, I feel like social media aspect of it should be fine. Or if she at least gives me like a budget for marketing, for me to be like, hey, DJ, I need you on board. I want to work with you, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not easy. Nothing in life is easy.
Mm-hmm.
But you just got to keep...
Not to interrupt, but...
You're fine.
You know, when you have a pit bull, right? And you keep them on a chain. And they're like, you know, there's a succulent piece of meat in front of them. And they're really trying to get it. But you never let them... They're scrapping. They're looking at you like, let me go. Like, I would say in this situation, that would be you. Because I feel like the points that you were making when we spoke are very pertinent to the mindset that I feel like restaurant managers need to have going into this new age of how you bring people, how you find them, how you get them to come back.
Yeah.
And, you know, a lot of times, a lot of owners just need to, like, let the pit bulls loose. You know what I mean? And let them have their way.
Let me go.
All right, so let's see. Email's been around for 2 decades, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, phone numbers have been longer than me and you have been born, right? But, you know, a lot of times I talk to restaurants. Oh, you know, how many emails do you have? You know, oh, a couple hundred. Oh, how long you been in business? 16 years. Okay. How many numbers do you have? Oh, we don't keep a list of numbers. Now, you on the other hand, from what I saw, it was no excuses. Like, even without a digital platform to acquire those things, you still had a sign-in sheet.
Yeah.
You know, like when you go to like a field trip or a school camp or something like that, it was right there next to the cash register. And I appreciated that because, you know, and I'm going to let you speak on this after I say this, but when somebody takes the time to come into a restaurant, you got to remember, and this is for restaurant owners, this is for any business. They showered up, they got clean, ready, put their clothes on, drove or took transportation, right? Physically walked in the restaurant, right? Came up to probably looked at the menu first, came up to the register and ordered food. Mm-hmm. And whether they got it to go or sit in the restaurant for another 30 minutes, that's called commitment. Even if it's a short-term commitment. Mm-hmm. Why not get the number in? You know what I mean? And I think a lot of restaurants don't understand that. So when I saw the sign-in sheet, you know, it just showed a level of value that you put on getting the customers so you can put them back into the restaurant.
Yeah. So,
you know, just speak on why you feel it's important to get your customers' contact info or the different reasons why it's important.
So, you know, as I said before, our demographic of customers we're in a neighborhood, you know, so it's the people in the neighborhood. You know, I always say, because, you know, after we had a little, you know, we always butt heads, but, you know, they always say, you know, don't worry, we'll get new customers for this. And I'm like, we live in the neighborhood, they're not going to move out. Mm-hmm. You know, so we have to change what we're doing to cater to the people that are coming in here. And people that come in here are people that use pen and paper still. People that sit behind or the baby boomers who sit in their offices and sift through their email and look through their email. And that's where we send all our coupons, through email. You know, on the paper, the sign-in sheet, it says free stuff. And they're like, oh, free stuff. And I'm like, you know, I always tell them the promotion we currently have. So right now we have $3 off the most expensive fish we have. So I usually tell them, like, yeah, right now, you know, you're buying this fish. And if you were signed up, you would be getting it at a cheaper price, you know? So, you know, that just get them to put it down or whatever. Like, I even have people, I told you, with paper, they print out the coupons and bring it in when they could just show me their phone, you know? So that's the people that comes into the restaurant, so, you know, we cater to them. And they're not too, you know, technology savvy, so they may not know how to send a text message, but they can read an email. But, you know, to the technology aspect, the phone aspect of it, we do have, we have a thing that's on the board. It says, you know, text a certain number, text something, a certain number, you get half off your entree or whatever the case is. So, you know, that's to the younger people. They're like, oh, well, that's easy for me to do, you know. And then we send stuff through there as well. We at least try to send a couple text messages with promotions a month.
Which is very good because, you know, the open rates on text messages are like 97%. Even if you get a text from somebody you don't like, you still see the first 30 or so, you know, characters. So
yeah,
that's very good to start that kind of list there. So you spoke about that. That's a strategy that works. Is there any other strategy that you would say has worked? Like the $3 off, that been a pretty good?
So we specialize in fresh fish. It is expensive, and because people know how expensive it is, like if we send out a coupon at 9 a.m. today, we're going to have a line by lunch because you're like, oh, I can get this for a cheaper price. Where on a regular day, I'm paying the X amount.
Exactly.
So I mean, it works for us for right now.
Yeah.
But times are changing, and we need to change with it.
Yeah. I mean, anytime you offer a deal, the aspect is to get them in and then get them to buy more. So if you can generate a line, better the experience of the customer, that's all a good thing. So, sometimes people will ask questions too. Okay, don't got any.
Do you all have any questions for us?
See, it's weird because it's saying you got questions on it.
I have no question. No, nobody's asking me anything. Let's see. No, nobody's asking us anything.
All right, cool. So we're about to wrap this interview up. Again, this is the corner of M&Q show. I'm Dowda Kunde Jr., a.k.a. No Doubt About It. You can find me on my public figure page, Dowda Kunde Jr. Find me on LinkedIn, D. Kunde. And how can they reach you if they want to contact you or the Fishnet or the Yalcin group?
So, Fishnet is located at 5010 Berwyn Road in College Park, Maryland, just off of Route 1. It's very easy to find. We have parking opposite of our restaurant. If you want to email me, you can email me at jb@theyalcingroup.com. You can call Fishnet phone and I'll probably be the one answering. So yeah, that's pretty easy as well.
All right, so that's the third episode. Y'all take it easy.